incredibly threatening, but I just don't think they've really broken into and solidified themselves in that upper echelon. You know, it's still, when you think of Scotland, it's still like these incredible players like Kerbo, like Octave, you know, Jodgers. But it's never, you know, no one's ever in the same conversation as Maize Beans, I feel.
Exactly.
At least on like a national scale.
Yeah. I'm going to say this problem, like, when you've got someone like Maize Beans who has been so dominant and, you know, just at the top of the, you know, and obviously today already been doing very, very well as well, sitting in winner's side. Yeah, it's kind of been, it's tough to kind of look at the rest of Scotland, but Octave certainly is up there, I believe, within the top 5 of their PR.
Yep.
I can't remember the exact place. I want to say 4th.
Yep, they are incredible.
But yeah, as I think you should kind of say, hasn't had like a super breakthrough run just.
They've got fantastic wins.
Yes, fantastic wins. I still remember at Regen where it was I believe a 3-0 over SBF.
Yep, and SBF just looking like a corpse in that set, I do believe. But hey, that's the game, all right.
But certainly, if able to take down Prinplup, that would be a massive win here for Octave. And again, don't quote me, I believe these two do have a slight second record, I believe, where it's 1-0 in the favor of Octave.
It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Prinplup's been playing incredibly hard, managed to catch a little bit of their gameplay yesterday. Obviously, there's just something different in this Manchurian tap water, I must think, because frankly, Prinplup has just been playing insane, and it's very, very hard to stop a Greninja that is just fitting themselves, because they just feel so oppressive. Those aerials feel so hard to punish. They're so slippery. They've got such a low hurt box as well. And you know what? Just an explosive opening coming out from Prinplup here. Can see if they can find the edge guard, but unfortunately, Pac-Man a little bit too slippery on the sticks.
Yeah, because the whole part of this game is honestly just being able to catch Pac-Man. When you've got so many different recovery options, so many mix-up potential, it's going to be so difficult for a character like Greninja, who has to really find their hits to actually kind of get in. Also, you've got the speed, Nutbos, to actually challenge that. But you've got to try and find a way, because you don't know where this Pac-Man's going to be.
Yeah, you know, right. Well, looking like he's right into the blast zone right there. Prinplup trying to find a way to catch that guard as Becca comes out, forcing him. I love the movement they use upstage. I love how they use the neutral B. It's just so inspiring, so slippery, so crazy. And you know what? Octave just barely holding on, still going, to be fair. And if Prinplup can't find this kill, then things could get dicey. But 104, not impossible for Octave. Still looking fairly even right now.
Yeah, this is certainly very, very doable right now. Obviously, you can see that Octave is just hunting for this kill, going for those backers on the hydrant, but Prinplup just going to voice out entirely. Quick use of the neutral edge just as a good off tool. But obviously, Prinplup now just sort of chasing down. You can see he's really kind of slowed it down. He's more just sort of just jumping around at most, actually, where it's just kind of like weaving his time, finding his, his slots. But it's actually going to be the forward smash
that was
as
generous.
Prinplup kind of popped up that finds the stock there.
Nice. Now, I actually did want to talk about this. I want to talk about the item usage coming out from Octave. It's very, like, I don't want to say it's binary, but, you know, he's got a game plan, right? It's the Gallagher, basically, from 0 to 100. Wants to keep up these combos, and they're pretty consistent, right? Very strong. But then that's the ace in the hole, all right? That bell is incredibly important in this matchup. Greninja as a character is so hard to get your hands on. You mentioned this earlier, right? It's really hard to catch him, especially with Pac-Man's kind of like stubby boxing tools. Great frame data, just a little bit close range, so it's hard to get Greninja where you want it to be. But with a bell, you can trap him, all right? You can hold him still. When I get my hands on you! And that's exactly what it's for, because he's just going to keep dropping it, using it to try to control space, and eventually trap Prinplup where he doesn't want to be.
Oh, we're going off stage shenanigans, but it's actually Octave that comes out on top there. Just find a little bit of his footing. Obviously, Prinplup's now just hunting down, trying to find the stop, but still you could... This is what I mean, like, initially in that first stock Nutburst, I feel like Prinplup was really kind of just charging him. Now it's a lot more slow, kind of taking his time, really kind of thinking through what, where he wants to find his hits, because against a character like Pac-Man, if you make a single mistake, that could be disaster.
Certainly could. That bell is back and looking for a kill. Man, Pac-Man just living. Must have some iron in those boots, trying to find it back. Honestly, Octave's doing a really good job of mixing up those recoveries, because Prinplup is just so scary off stage. It's really good movement. It's really good drift coming out from the Scottish player, but it might just not be enough as Prinplup taking the lead once again. Looks pretty similar, but there's no punish on that bell. Don't even think Octave experienced or expected to get that stun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult position as well, where you kind of get in that sort of mid-air stun. There's not really a whole lot that actually Octave could do to catch up in time. Could have gone for a side B, but I think because of the start-up, just would not have caught in time. However, we are going to go to even stocks here on this very first game. Prinplup's obviously holding a little bit of a lead, but it's a very narrow one, as one Pac-Man combo can certainly even this right back up.
Yeah, Octave has to be very, very precise with these combos. It's not like those big bodies he's kind of used to, where he can just kind of throw a couple Galagers, get a nice couple of strings, because Prinplup, or should I say Greninja, just so difficult to pin down. That small hurt box, that nair, it's really hard to keep a consistent combo. You have to be incredibly precise. But if anyone can do it, it is Octave, one of the top reps of this character, possibly in Europe. I don't know, I haven't seen him. Obviously, we've got Modzai, but Octave could have the potential.
Absolutely. Octave always been up there as one of the better Pac-Mans, and certainly showing him right now. But these two go very, very close. As you know, but obviously Octave now trying to hunt down all those foods, just really taking their time, going into that Galaga as well, just use it as that combo potential. But it's actually, you can see just the charge up into the bell. If that connects, Nutmos, it's going to spell disaster.
Well,
Prinplup could end the set in an instant.
The bell is in the hands of Prinplup. Let's see how confident they feel with those items. Just a little bit stuck on the platform right there, and just holding it creates so much pressure. But hey, they've taken it back. Hot potato, bell comes out. There's the forward smash, and what a reversal from Octave. Fantastic stuff.
They say that there are, many terrifying things in this world.
Oh, there are. I've seen
None are more terrifying than a Pac-Man holding a bell.
Oh, it's very,
it's an
very
intimidating sight. It really is.
Certainly is. And just that passive pressure, you saw it even at the end there when they were kind of like juggling it between them. So strong in just dissuading your opponent. Even when we found that bell in midair that we were talking about just towards the end of that set, the fact that you don't get a punish off it is kind of fine, because passively you're just creating pressure and you're just keeping Prinplup humble. And with a character that's so quick and has such great burst options, keeping that character humble and making them second guess themselves at that pace, my goodness, does it go a long way in helping you sprint out of this situation.
All right, we are launching into game two. Obviously, Octave able to take that first one away, but it was certainly well fought by Prinplup, so I think we're going to be here for the long haul, at most.
I certainly think we are. I can see this definitely going the distance, as already a little bit of an opener. Prinplup not quite as confident on the approaches as they used to be. Both these characters just kind of throwing out some stubby aerials, just trying to feel each other out, try and push an advantage, because at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to get a combo, so you're going to have to find stray hits, you're going to have to find edge guards, as we already start up. The Galaga is not going to find its target.
Okay, already you can see the strong combo potential of Greninja just coming out in full force, as Octave was just getting battered and bruised. However, as Pac-Man does so well, finds one opening like that forward air just to lead into so much damage. 43 already put on, and now Octave just kind of keeping that sort of like, just holding back, retreating a little bit, charging up, getting the Galaga, could take his time.
I feel like I'm watching Prinplup like evolve in real time, because like slowly they're getting a bit more confident in using these items against Octave. They haven't quite figured out the Galaga yet, but hey, I reckon we're going to see something disgusting if we give them the chance. Bell comes out, there's the catch. Excellent knowledge from Prinplup just to understand these angles, where things are going to go, can make using that bell a little bit more difficult. You can't quite spam it as Octave, because hey, you could just give Prinplup a fantastic weapon to use against you.
Okay, but it's the forward air that actually connects, and Prinplup is able to take that first stock away. But obviously, you are certainly on a lot of damage there, Prinplup. You've got to be careful. You can see, actually, you know what? I say there's one thing more terrifying than Pac-Man with a bell, and it's probably Greninja with a bell.
Yep, we can give anybody Wind God Fist. Who cares? That's smashing 20XX, baby.
Octave obviously still on the hunt, but you can see how carefully Prinplup is playing this right now. Does not want to be hit, does not want to lose a single stock, and obviously just wants to get as much damage as possible, which they are doing so well.
Yeah, that is the stuff. And one of the really important things is in this matchup is Prinplup's so good at converting into these forward airs. But if they do it too often, right, we've seen in that first game, and even there, the staling on that move is incredibly crucial, because just in the first stock they were able to find that kill, but now it's getting a little bit harder because they're getting these conversions and they're just not landing the fresh hits as the apple knocks them right into the sky. It's like a reverse Isaac Newton.
Yeah, an apple day certainly keeps the Prinplup away, or Prinplup I should say. We've evolved past that. But yes, Octave finally able to take stock, but 137 Nutmos, I mean, that's a lot of damage being put on. So got to play really carefully here. You can see that already Octave is probably just going to be keeping towards that sort of, very much just to the side of the stage here, just to be charging up the food, just chucking out those Galagas, chucking out those apples. But you can only do so much before the forward air connects and takes your life away.
I'd be really curious what Octave's reasoning is behind some of these item choices, because it almost feels like he's doing it like a slot machine, because obviously he keeps bringing out the Gallagher, keeps bringing out the Bell, and suddenly, well, Prinplup's used to grabbing the Bell now, so you can't use that as consistently. Well, let's start bringing out some more obscure fruits as we go incredibly deep there. That game ends almost instantly.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting watching Octave's player cam as well in that final sort of situation, because you could tell that Octave knew, oh yeah, I'm not making better from this. At that point, we're just so far deep. As good as Pac-Man's recovery is, that's a long way to go, and I don't think even with the third bounce of the trampoline, you would have made it that far. But you know what? Prinplup said, I'm not even going to let you try and get that third bounce. I'm going to dive down there and don't care if I lose my stock for it.
Exactly. That's the beauty of when you've got those 2 stocks to 1, all right? You can play like an absolute psychopath, and that's the kind of difference maker in these matchups, especially when playing with someone as, consistent and threatening as Octave. You want to push them into these new scenarios that players, like Octave may not be entirely used to in these scenarios.
But certainly, I mean, game 2 was kind of night and day.
Yeah, pretty decisive.
Genuinely compared to the first game, where I think we were kind of seeing that sort of the signs of life, especially in the last stock in game 1, where Prinplup was working out, or kind of, I should say, remembering the matchup on the fly, and then sort of it was all coming together in that final stop, just a little bit too late. But that second one, I think, was kind of the really kind of the epitome, the results of that download.
I think so, yeah. And just to harper on that point I made earlier about the fruit slot machine that Octave's doing, I think Octave is now using more items so that he can keep Prinplup guessing, because if he's just using Bell and Gallagher, then things become a little bit easy to understand. If you throw an apple in there, we saw strawberry earlier as well, hell, we just wait until we see a key, and that's when things get dirty. You stop Prinplup from being able to just on reaction handle all these items. And don't get me wrong, Prinplup obviously fantastic reactions, even able to catch that melon there, but still, it's a nice little difference maker just to keep him humble.
I think what is really interesting, kind of playing on what you just said now, is it's really interesting to see actually kind of that. We were seeing a lot more of a kind of passive play initially in sort of game 2, but actually with sort of Prinplup now actually starting to chase down Octave a little bit, it's really giving Octave no time to actually kind of cycle through the fruits and then chuck them out, because it does take a bit of time to actually charge through them.
Yeah. It's like a Souls-like. Prinplup's memorized the attack patterns. Now he can make it in. Bell's there. Oh, great read.
Fortunately, not going to be enough to take a stock though, but certainly does the damage. But you know what? That ghost certainly will.
Good stuff. Excellent work from Octave there, just to recognize the behavior from Prinplup. Catch that air dodge, force him onto the stage and find a punish. So we're just carrying it to the side of the stage. Grab not going to connect as we are forced out. Ooh, forward air.
Okay, Octave again, just trying to chase down, get as much damage as possible while they got this stock lead, but you see Prinplup again now going to have to try and chase down this Pac-Man, who is quite intent on sitting behind hydrants, sitting behind fruits, and never let you get close.
Sure indeed, that forward air not going to do it. Good drift coming out, excellent recovery from Octave, but it's not quite enough, and just that forward air, my goodness, if it was just a little bit stronger.
That's what every Greninja main wishes. It's already a great move. It's still very good, but you know what? They wish it was stronger.
Certainly is. Yep, that's the problem with staling moves. But nevertheless, able to take him out. A great neutral B off the side from Prinplup there as the grab comes out. Going to see if Octave can find a kill here. Not impossible for Prinplup in any sense, but Octave definitely the one with advantage right now. Going to be hiding behind that hydrant, chilling out.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that. I mean, there's no intention of Octave to actually engage right now, because why would you engage a Greninja? You know, why would you fight this thing up close? You want to keep this monster away.
Exactly.
And Octave recognizes that and says, I've got a lead right now. I don't have to come close. I don't need to get any kind of crazy strings going. I can take my time. I could cycle through for bells, because if one connects, well, you're losing your stock.
Yeah, and I really like how Octave is utilizing Hollow Bastion with this platform in the middle. Yeah. He throws the bell so that he can lock off that top platform, force Prinplup to go low, and then just takes him out with a dash attack. It's a very nice little easy game plan to do. There he goes, he does it again.
That's the thing, because if you just jump onto the platform, you're going to get hit by the bell, and then that's immediately going to be your stock loss.
Yep. Ooh, a little bit ambitious coming out from Octave. I think he's getting a little bit antsy as Prinplup. Ooh. Oh, nice. Didn't go for the forward air there, tried to go for the double nair, but I respect it, because now you've got that forward air. It's nice and fresh.
Again, just using a quick nair just to get off to but
that was that key I was looking for.
Yeah, it really wasn't. You're just chucking that thing right away. But yeah, you can see Octave, I mean, starting to chase down a little bit more. But this is where it starts to become quite scary as you try and, fiend for the stock so much. That's where Prinplup will 5. This is where we'll get the damage going. And certainly you can see already it's starting to even up as Prinplup is playing this a lot more kind of carefully. Sort of just rolling in, shield, retreating, waiting for Octave to commit to something, and that's when Prinplup is striking.
Certainly is, just trying to find a way. The up smash actually extended by that Hydra. That's pretty good. We're going deep again. Both these characters have really, really good recoveries that can be mixed up quite well. So it's very interesting to see these very deep, deep edge guards as just a little bit of a tilt coming out. How do you find the kill, Prinplup? You go for a neutral B? What are we feeling?
And suddenly, what was looking like such a dominant Octave game here has suddenly completely switched round as Prinplup fiends for that first stock, takes it with the forward air nutmost, and suddenly Prinplup is in the lead right now.
Crazy reversal from Prinplup right there, just immaculately played, just refusing to allow Octave the chance to find the kill, as that apple's gonna do it.
I do know what's more terrifying as well. The trampoline being there meant that there was really no escape for Prinplup. That was death.
It is great. It's what Octave's so good at, just controlling this space and denying certain terrain from the opponent. And, you know, Greninja just so fast, so free in movement. When you start locking off, when you start floor is lavaing certain areas, it suddenly becomes a little bit more difficult. If Prinplup has to think about their engages a little bit more, just a few more frames of doubt, that's when things become a bit difficult and the tempo becomes really messed up. As the dash attack comes in, a little bit of a drag down.
Again, we're just getting our final few little hits, but Prinplup is starting to rack up the damage now. Even the back end lead lines to 73. The counter as well to deal huge amounts of damage. Prinplup is absolutely fiending for this last stock, and Octave has got to get something going.
Certainly does. Gallagher's fly in, just locking off that space, forcing Prinplup back as the Hydrant comes out.
Again, like always, this Hydrant just there, just interrupts everything that Prinplup wants to do.
Oh.
And you know what, Numbers? What if we just run up and smack him?
What if you just do great read on the neutral tech there from Octave? Just immaculate play from both sides. Octave's so good at just slowly edging Prinplup back, because the problem is, like, Octave can create openings from afar. That's great, and he is. But with Pac-Man's airspeed, it's not like he can dash in, it's not like he can burst it, right? So he has to be very creative in how he forces an option from afar and then approaches it and punishes it, and that's exactly what he did there. Fantastic stuff from the Scottish Pac-Man.
Yeah, 2-1 up in the set, but certainly it's not over yet. No,
We're back to Hollow Bastion.
We are back to Hollow Bastion, and it's an interesting one. I feel like kind of the stage, as much as Octave was setting up a lot of traps on this stage, that was quite effective, I feel like Prinplup was doing a good job of navigating around all of them.
Oh, yeah. Prinplup incredibly intelligent in these scenarios, just really able to avoid pretty much everything and the kitchen sink. So we are just trying to carry him across the stage. Great string coming out from Prinplup, forces him into the air. I've just gotten to the point where I'm just saying Prinplup.
Prinplup, yeah.
Just,
the newest evolution.
Exactly.
It would be like the kind of the Hushuan form or whatever. But here we go, Octave going around right deep. Actually just used a bit of time off stage as well, just to charge up the fruits as well, because while you're just down there, while Prinplup cannot even catch you, you might as well. You got a bit of free time, charge up the fruits, see what you got.
Have a ciggy, chill out, have an apple. There you go.
Have a great time.
Just forced out. There's the bell just to lock it off. Oh, I just love that maneuver of like the double pickup, like neutral drop. It's so funny and just such a scary option. Just really can force the jump as a parry on two parries, I think? I have no idea.
There was some shenanigans happening right there. But, oh, again, the counter coming out each time. That's been so effective in this matchup. Always on the Hydrant as well, just to kind of just surprise Octave each and every time and do huge amounts of damage. But you can see both these players, again, now fiending for this stock here. Octave just taking a little bit more time. The bell is out, the recatch as well, but going to just chuck it away this time.
Oh my goodness, great platform movement coming out from Prinplup. Just such a smooth drop to avoid the bell, punish the pack. And now we're going to see if we can make it out. That trampoline making things a little bit difficult, but that's okay because Prinplup is able to make it back to the side. Still forced out. If Octave finds a kill here, then things are nice and evened up. But obviously, Prinplup a slippery one.
Yeah, going for the grab there, and that's going to be punished.
And you're on 165. Why not go deep? Why not force it all the way? That's 51.
That's exactly the thing. Like, at this point, what does Prinplup have to lose? Oh, my stock, well, it's going to disappear soon anyway. Why not charge down this Pac-Man? Why not do as much damage as physically possible? Let's go guns blazing.
Exactly, going out in a blaze of glory. That's what you like to see. Obviously, if that edge guard had paid off, could have found a very smooth kill right there. As the read comes out, that dash attack tried and tested. Never leave home without it, as he does fly off. Let's see if they can find a kill with this Hydrant. Obviously, just going over the head of the Pac-Man right there. There's still no kill, Smile. 173. This is a very angry Greninja.
Okay, there we go. The apple finally coming through, that kind of diagonal movement of it, just surprising Prinplup taking that stock away. But, I mean, Octave did not come out of that well. 124 already, Nutboast. This is a huge moment for Prinplup to kind of even up the set. If Octave can just hang on to the stock, though, and get a bit of damage going, and that's what he needs right now.
Certainly is, but unfortunately just drops the shield just a little too early. Now Prinplup looking incredibly healthy. We've seen Octave make these returns before. We've seen Octave kind of make the run back. Going to see if they can make it work. These combos are dangerous, all right?
Okay, and again, now we've just seen like Prinplup just go for a little bit of chip damage, even just the shuriken and something like that. Recognize it's got a bit of a fat lead right now, and just need to keep this going as much as possible while playing as passive as possible as well. But again, it is just Octave with the surprises, the forward smash out of nowhere to catch Prinplup, and we have an even game on our hands.
Great work from Octave, evening it out when things looked dire. I can see Benethan over there clutching the Scottish flag, getting ready for an Octave win. But Prinplup has been in the lead this entire set. They could bring it back, avoids the Gallagher, forces him out. This could be a deep edge guard. There's the Shuriken. And
what is crazy here, Nutboat? Both these characters are just one combo string away from either winning the set or taking us to a game 5.
Exactly. Could go either way. That grab going to go wide, but it's quite all right. There's no punish from Prinplup. Didn't actually get the platform drop, which is a shame, but they're going to have to pay for that sin in spades as Alan comes out.
Literally a case of whichever player makes a mistake first, whichever gives an opening to their opponent, and both these do literally fiending for their chance. You know they are hunting to try and take the stock.
There it is!
But their bell.
Oh, what a read.
But the side beat was not able to connect fully, so it's not able to take the stock away, and Prinplup is still hanging on, but it's by a thread, Nutboast.
You've struggled to kill Prinplup before, and if you haven't figured it out, this is where things will get difficult. You've got to find the kill, and that could be it, as that recovery is going to be fine. There's no kill. This could be reversal before that comes out. It's going to be nice and fresh as the Hydrant hits him. Prinplup still living there, Smar.
Literally touching the blast zone there, but the air dodge coming in clutch. However, this is not over yet, Nutboast. 167 on Prinplup. However, we know what Greninja can do. We know that these hits can connect, but so can the back air from Octave to connect into Prinplup and take that set 3-1.
Fantastic stuff from Octave. You could tell he was happy with that one. A little bit of a pop-off. The Scottish going wild. You can see that flag is flying. Excellent work from Octave, taking down the legacy winner of Manchester